all you cool cats and kittens. It's Carole Baskin at Big Cat Rescue. Welcome to a beautiful Sunday morning. I'm just now riding my bike past Vacation Rotation. We have a group of 13 people here from Animal Warriors today. Jennifer Russick brought them out to help clean up the cage where Priya was. And at this point, we keep changing our minds, but at this point, we're thinking to move Duchess over into the larger cage that Priya used to have. And then we'll move Jasmine in to where Duchess is currently. And a lot of thought went into making the decision over who the next cat was going to be. And here she's going to make me a liar. So there was a lot of discussion about Duchess being a little too rowdy and wild and maybe too much activity for that cage. But here's the enrichment that she got on Giving Tuesday, which would have been Tuesday of last week, and she still has not squished it. I think maybe that squirrel's going to squish it for her. Nice escape move there, squirrel. We'll go over and see her in a minute, but Zukari had the zoomies this morning. He was having so much fun. Was it so much fun? Oh my goodness. Being a serval is so much fun. Especially one with a wild imagination like Zukari. My bike feels like it's going to tip over. The contenders for moving next to Duchess were Aria and Jasmine. Sorry, I'm screwing around with the gate here. And Aria would have been a more quiet neighbor for up there, less apt to cause a ruckus, but she also has sometimes when she gets her sores wet from where she had those huge gaping holes from when we first rescued her. Sometimes when that gets really wet and soft, the tissue starts to seep again and we have to put her on antibiotics. And so even though she has access to pools, we thought giving her access where she could actually swim in the water may not be such a great idea for her. She can do it when she's on vacation rotation, but it's not all the time, so she wouldn't be keeping her damp all the time by having that cage over there next to Duchess. What you doing? What are you gonna do? I'm gonna do serval stuff. Going for a walk? You can go for a walk. I know sometimes these walking videos are not so good because the cage wire really looks pixelated and distorted. I would really like for you not to fly at my face. So, hey Richard and Stuart and Christina and Deb, thank you for coming here to answer questions. And Kathy and Georgia and Loy and C.A. Benaki Gilbert and Bruce and Audrey and Kelly and Lori and Jen and Laurel and Marcy and Eve and Nisar and Rahinder. Yeah, that was a brave squirrel. Yeah. All the people coming to see you, Mr. Zukari. Chrissy, thank you for loving to watch. Hey, Jeffrey. This is Zukari Serval. He's one of our youngest servals and one of the most active, of course. I was just telling everybody he was caught by some of our keepers having the zoomies, and so they posted it on Workplace. If you guys don't know what Workplace is, it's really cool. It's just like Facebook. It's made by Meta, and it's a great way to keep in touch with your team. So all of our volunteers and staff, and I think our board members, are all on Workplace. And so we have different groups there. We have the rehab group. So if you post something to rehab, it's only for the people that are in that group to see. So you're not bombarding everybody at one time. Or enrichment or red keepers or green keepers, because you don't want to be just constantly piling into somebody's inbox if it doesn't apply to them. And we have some categories that are everyone at Big Cat Rescue, where we want to get a message out to everybody, but we also have those other groups, and it works exactly like YouTube. It looks just like YouTube, acts just like YouTube. You can post photos and videos, and you can comment and like and share. And so that was where the Zoomies were posted of him. We try to ask our coordinators every day to post a update for the day, so that if you weren't here that day, you know the highlights of what happened and who came in. Over the years, one of the things I've noticed is people believe that they're the only ones doing all the work. And so the reason is, if you only come in on Sunday and you never see the people who come in Monday through Saturday, it can feel like you're doing all the work and nobody's coming in, and you never see those other people. But if you're on the Saturday crew and you've never seen anybody from Sunday, then it feels like you're the only ones doing the work. So by having the coordinators post every day who all was here, what all they did, gives you a much better idea of how many people are working to help these cats out. For those who are keeping track, I have the donate button on here, and as a result, I can only see the top line. But it looked like people were talking about Give Day. So we were able to raise $76,000 on Give Day. Thank you, everyone who donated during that period of time. And our goal was $86,600. So with the match, we met our goal. Hi, you being sweet? I'm gonna be so sweet. So sweet. I'm just going to break the internet. Can I sit down here with you? Would that be okay? It's like, if you hush, maybe it'll be okay. So I think it's going to be Jasmine moving. We keep changing our minds, but I think the final decision now is that we're getting Priya's cage, which is about 2 acres, all fixed up today with the animal warriors. Emma has been doing an amazing job in there. I told her every time I look at Emma, she started out as an intern, and then we hired her to do maintenance work around the property because we just didn't have enough volunteers and interns to do it. And every time I look at her, she's working. I love that. It's called the snapshot. A snapshot is like if your boss is walking through your place of business and in less than a minute is walking through and sees some people that are working all the time and other people that are not. That snapshot builds up. You just see one after another, and you kind of see a pattern of who's working, who's not. And man, Emma works her tail off here. So she's been doing a great job in there, but it is a huge space with a lot of foliage, and it's an old cage. It's one of our oldest enclosures, so it needs a lot of work, and the animal warriors are here today to help with that, with the intent that next week, probably at least by Thursday, we will move Duchess into that space and Jasmine into Duchess's space. So for those of you who like to watch the cats on the live webcams, you can go to bigcatcams.com. The Tiger Lake cam will be on Duchess and Jasmine. One of the reasons I like the idea of having those 2 girls next to each other is they're 2 of the most active girls. They're not as powerful or rowdy as the Guatemala boys. And they know each other. So they came together from the Ohio seizure from Kenny Hetrick years and years ago. And I think that they will enjoy being back next to each other and being able to play in the lake next to each other and taunt each other and race up and down the fence line. So I think it's going to be great for them, and I think you guys are going to enjoy watching them. So I heard somebody mention here Turpentine Creek. We are building new enclosures for all of the cats at Turpentine Creek and in Eureka Springs. Springs, Arkansas. We're spending $1.8 million to build bigger cages than what they have here. The tigers will have half-acre enclosures. The small cats will have at least 2,000 square feet per cat. And these will look a lot more open to you than the spaces that they have now. So like right now, Zukari has 2 of these. Do you have 2 of these cages? I think he's in 2 of these cages back here. But because of the fact that our cages are built in a way that they can't be more than 20 feet wide because of the roof type structure that we use, then it's kind of like these long snaky shaped cages, whereas there they'll just have big rectangles, squares, or trapezoids where you can see the whole area at one time. And of course we'll make sure that there's plenty of things for them to hide in so they don't have to be seen if they don't want to be. But it'll be a lot easier for you to see them when you visit. When you visit here, if they're not right up here on the very front of their cage, you're not going to see them at all. What? Oh no. What was that, Zukari? If anyone here is not familiar with the move, you can find out all of the details at bigcatrescue.org/moving. bigcatrescue.org/moving. Oh, you're so crazy. You're just so crazy. All right. Well, we're going to go see that Jasmine tiger. He's still laying there by the fence. Thank you, Zukari. You were great entertainment. Yep, she's still down there, but now she's awake, so let's go see her. In addition to building their cages, we will continue to fund their food and vet care there. We estimate that it costs about $10,000 per big cat and about $3,000 per little cat per year. So that's going to be a huge ongoing expense to take care of our cats there. But at least we won't be duplicating the overhead costs. It just doesn't make sense to be running 2 enormous sanctuaries with all of the overhead that we in Turpentine Creek have. And for us here at Big Cat Rescue to only have 40 cats, it just doesn't make sense if you consider the cost per cat once you factor in all of the overhead. Hi! We were talking about you, Miss Duchess. Or Duchess. Jasmine. Yeah, would you like to go see Duchess? Would you love that? You guys could play. You could have so much fun. It will be great. Do you have a belly full of chicken? Belly full of beef? What'd you have for breakfast? People are texting me. Oh, you're just so pretty. You're so pretty. Love that sweet Jasmine. You can be a rowdy one though, can't you? Yep. I'd like to get closer and stick my camera up through the wire there so you can see her without the wire in front of her, but I have the feeling she's not going to let that be. You'd just try to get that camera, wouldn't you? Yeah, I should not have said the C word, right? Are you sucking your thumb? Yeah. That's kind of sad. Sometimes we see that in cats who have been separated from their mothers too early. They didn't get to nurse In the wild, a mother cat would raise her cubs for a couple of years, and they would be nursing as they were being weaned, and they do that for soothing. And so sometimes they self-soothe by sucking on their paws. Shout out to our Volunteer Appreciation Committee, and especially to Erin. They wanted to do something nice for the volunteers, and so they decided to do Cinco de Meow. And there's a brewery here in Tampa called 610. The people who own and run the brewery have been just amazing friends of the sanctuary over the years. And so many of our volunteers have used that as a place where they hang out together when they're not here at the sanctuary. So, of course, if we were going to do anything involving alcohol, it could not be here at the sanctuary. And who else would we choose other than 610? They were amazing. Oh, no, not a good idea. She saw me looking down. Yep. I was fooled by you being all sweet there. So that was nice to get out there. There was about, I think, somewhere around 35, maybe 40 people that showed up over the course of the evening. And, I'm no good at doing those kinds of event plannings. And so just as I was walking through the door, I was wondering, how are we taking care of this? How are we making sure that we're giving drinks to our people and not like giving drinks to everybody in the bar? And Erin explained to me that she had come up with or she didn't say she came up with it, but what they were doing was using tickets. So each one of the volunteers got 2 drink tickets as they came through the door. The only reason I know that is because Howie and I went up to the bar to order a drink, and she asked if we wanted drink tickets. And I realized that right until that very minute as I'm walking into the event, I haven't even thought about how we're going to do it. So thank you for handling that so well, and everybody seems to have really enjoyed it. Nothing like a little bit of alcohol to get people loosened up and talking. Yep, Joanne, I think it was all a ruse. Yeah, you gonna let me come down here again, or are you gonna do that again? You're too old for that jumping stuff. Yeah, she is very organized. They said they love the white dots on your face. Speaking of those dots, probably almost everybody here knows that a tiger's stripes are just like a fingerprint. But what a lot of people don't know is that their whisker spots are just like a fingerprint in that they're unique. No 2 cats have the same. So whenever we take pictures of the cats who are in rehab and we want to be able to identify them on cameras when they're set free, Jamie gets really good images of their face straight on the side like this. If you can see the little dots where her whiskers stick out, each one of those dots is unique. Also on the inside of their legs, they have spot patterns that are easier sometimes to see than the exterior patterns can be, because the exterior patterns, you've got all of the skin moving. If you can see, like right there at her shoulder, her stripes are kind of stretched out, whereas if she were standing up straight, they might be shaped a little bit differently. But on the inside of their legs, that skin doesn't move a whole lot. So we take those photos as well. And when they're walking by a camera trap, a lot of times they're walking right by with, like the inside leg showing really well. So it's an easy, well, it's not easy, but it's about the only way to identify individual cats out there in the wild. I don't know what the context of the conversation was. Somebody was talking about cats having people that they particularly like. It seems to be associated with food. So feeding the cats is a big treat here at Big Cat Rescue, because if you're the person who comes with the food or the meds, because meds come in food, or the evening snacks, you become the cat's favorite person. It's all about the food, huh? Yeah, it's the foods. Big cat's gotta eat. Jen asks that you stop hiding behind the tree, please. I don't know how the cats know it, man, but they seem to know where the cameras are versus where the trees can block it so that you can't see them sleeping. I don't like people watching me sleep because I drool. Yeah, that would be embarrassing. And then people make screenshots of that and they share it all over the internet. It is a glorious day here, Deb. Man, 74 degrees, clear skies. We got rain. Oh my goodness, we got some rain, which was very, very nice. Okay, I will let you get back to napping. Thank you. You were wonderful. You were just wonderful. Oh, now that I'm leaving, you care, huh? Could use a bigger snap there. Those little snaps are hard to get around both wires. I apologize, it's a little windy, and when I get on my bike, it really exacerbates the sound of the wind. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable on your ears here for a minute, I think. Bye! Ooh, beautiful butterfly. One of the ways that we support the sanctuary. Yeah, you riding with me here? Nice work. One of the ways this butterfly is content to ride alongside. One of the ways that we support the sanctuary is through real estate. So I've been in real estate since 1980 something, and I think 84. I was actually researching real estate for like 4 years before that, but I think 84 was when I first made a purchase. And I'll look at 100 properties before I even bid on one, because I feel like you make all of the money in a real estate deal the day you buy it, because it depends on how much under market you're able to purchase something or how long you can hold on to it. Some things have appreciated over time. Here at the sanctuary, we have, I think, 7 mobile homes like that one, and the one that Jamie and I have an office in, and not counting this one because it's in such bad shape, I'll probably just let somebody haul it off for free. But we have 6 double wides and 1 single wide that are new enough and in good enough shape that once the sanctuary is sold, they're just going to put them in a dumpster. So I had a guy come out yesterday, and he crawled around underneath all the trailers to figure out how many axles each one had. And from the titles, I knew the length. I just didn't know the width of all of them. And so he measured that. I've done work with them before where we've put mobile homes on properties, and then we use those properties to fund the sanctuary. I do that personally, and I also manage the properties for the sanctuary, which were properties that I gave to the sanctuary. Hi, Nabisco. I just got to watch him and watch out for my ankles, because I'm not sure. Well, I guess Flint can't be in here, right? Because your door's down. We separate the cats for feeding, and so they haven't opened the doors back up yet, so I